Hi girls and guys, it's Mr. Tracky and we're on the right track. So, Call of Duty 2017 World War II boots on the ground. Who is hyped? But never mind all that, because let's get real, let's be realistic, let's talk. We've all got concerns, haven't we? Let's be honest, we all have concerns. I have been reading my Twitter, I've been reading all the comments from my videos, from my subscribers, and it's very clear that the Call of Duty community is very, and I repeat, very apprehensive at the moment. Why is that? Why are we apprehensive? Isn't this what we wanted? Of course it is. But I can see why we're apprehensive. Because we have longed for a COD that is good for the last 3-4 years. And whilst I did say yesterday in my previous video that we were at fault to a degree for the advanced movements because of the complaining and looking back, a lot of people have been saying the same thing. Ghost wasn't that bad apart from the thermal scopes and ghillie suits, blah 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 blah. The real concerns that I've got for the game, if it's going to be good, being as it's Sledgehammer Games, the number one on my list is going to be skill-based matchmaking. Now, this cannot be nowhere near as aggressive as it was in Advanced Warfare. A lot of people that I know and have had discussions with about Advanced Warfare, the advanced movement wasn't actually what killed the game for them. Initially it was fresh, exciting, new, a step and a break away from the norm. But as they played and started to accumulate them hours on the game, it became very clear that every game was like a MLG grand final. Phase Optic, playing Optic Scumpy, Sweatfest. That's not enjoyable every single game. If I wanted to play competitive, I'd go into the esports mode. That's what Black Ops 2 done so well, and it hasn't been replicated since. And the esports scene is getting massive, but give the casual player the option to play in a casual lobby. Don't mix your competitive players with your casuals. It doesn't work. Not everybody wants to play a player that is of a similar skill than them. Let the lobbies be random, just like it was in Black Ops. Look at the draw. That's what Call of Duty is all about. You place in a lobby, you play, and if you're skillful enough, you dominate. If there's another player on the opposite team that is as good as you go toe to toe and show off who is the best. You don't want to be playing people constantly and it's just a sweat fest where you can't go on streaks and you can't have fun, because that's what's been missing from a lot of Call of Duties. Fun, lack of bullshit, and more fun. That is what we need. I've already mentioned that specialists, I don't feel that they should return in the game, so I'm not really going to go into that too much. Next on the list as a big concern to the community in my eyes is definitely going to be the pace of the next game. Being that it's going to be boots on the ground and it's going to be a World War II setting, and we have had advanced movements for the last 3 years, a lot of people are very concerned about the pace of the next game. And I would say that Modern Warfare Remastered has a lot to do with people getting the wrong idea. Modern Warfare Remastered is what started this whole thing in regards to the multiplayer. It's the first of its kind in that regard with Call of Duty. That's why it hasn't got unlimited sprints. That's why it plays the way that it does, because that's how Call of Duty played then, but it was fresh. There was nothing to compare it to. And I think people are misguided when they look at this game as a reference to what Call of Duty 2017 is going to be like. I think if Activision and Sledgehammer have any brains about them, the game will have unlimited sprint from the get-go. If they have any sense and sensibility And if I was paid by Activision, my blueprint for this game in terms of the movement system would be Black Ops 2. That game was such a fast-paced game, but it was still boots on the ground, guys. It was still boots on the ground, and it was thoroughly enjoyable. A lot of people will join me and say that that was one of the best Call of Duties of all time. My personal preference was Black Ops 1. I still felt that that game played very well, but in terms of the movement and coming from advanced movements, I think it would make the most sense to base the game around Black Ops 2 in regards to movement. The game played fast, it was frantic, it was a thrill a minute, as they would say, and it was definitely an enjoyable game. And that's where they've got to maintain that these score streaks are really good. We need open maps again. There's a load of stuff that is missing from the game because this game has wanted to innovate and improve, and it's just a clusterfuck of bullshit now. There is too much in Call of Duty, so it needs to be simplistic yet effective. Yes, and it needs to be fast paced. I believe they can do it. I am very apprehensive, just like a lot of people in the community. I'd really love to see the pick 10 system return. There's a lot of perks that were in Black Ops 2 that I think would suit this game, just because of that being a boots on the ground game. I reckon that is the blueprint that they need to have in this game. Dedicated servers would be a nice addition. However, that is, we're talking about Activision here. I don't know if we'll see that happen. Would be lovely if this game got a whole new engine, but I know that takes a long time and a lot of investment, so I can't really see that happening at all. Now, this next one's going to be off the cuff and rather random to some people, and you might not get why I've mentioned it, but another thing that I feel that needs to be done in regards to this next Call of Duty is they need to stop remastering Call of Duties. The community needs to be put together again. We do not need a fragmented community. That is part of the reason why this game is less enjoyable, because there are less people to play. There's less diverse crowd of people to play against. So that's another reason why this game becomes a sweat fest. Do not remaster another Call of Duty. Make it your sole duty, Sledgehammer and Activision, to make sure that this game is perfect or near perfect, because come on, let's be honest, it never will be perfect, because that's what's great about this community, and that's what I love about it. Everyone's so passionate that we disagree about things and we have great debates. But one thing I believe should not happen is there shouldn't be another remastered Call of Duty. Focus on getting your franchise back to greatness. Never mind splitting into 2 game cycles. It don't work. It does not work. And there's a lot of people that will agree with me that Modern Warfare Remastered that is on the screen right now wasn't all that everyone thought it was going to be, because it's a 10-year-old game, basically. It was never going to be as good as you thought it was. That was the nostalgia talking. In regards to the variants, this is another thing that is interesting and it's debatable. It's a very subjective and a very controversial topic, in my personal opinion. The variants in Advanced Warfare had a clear advantage, and they were definitely OP. The ASM1 Speakeasy, need I say any more? OP as hell, unfair as hell, pay to win, as Fonda would say, pay to win. It really was. Infinite Warfare has done a much better job, in my opinion. And most of the guns, the vast majority of the guns and the variants, they've just got some type of quirky little thing, but they don't necessarily have a clear advantage over the common variants. So that's a subjective one, if you ask me. I'm not really too bothered about the whole supply drop thing. I think it's getting a lot better. Would I like it to be camos only? Hell yes. And some of the camos I'm seeing in the likes of Modern Warfare Remastered, if they continue to make them of that particular quality, then they will make a hell of a lot of sales if they was to go to camos only and made them of that grade, and started making ones that there was only a specific amount in the world of, and it was openly known that there was only that amount in the world. That would be a great idea in my opinion. So there we have it, guys. There are a list of concerns from me. I'm sure there's many concerns that I've probably missed. If I have, and there's something that I haven't mentioned in this video, feel free to drop it down in the comment section. You know, I always try to reply to everybody when I can. What are you nervous about with this? What is your concern? Guys, there are many buttons you could hit, but the like and subscribe button, I hope they tickle your fancy. And as always, guys, don't forget to stay on the right track. Peace.